There's a super viral tweet going around that says whoever ruined Giannis' jump shot should be arrested. As you can see, 470,000 views for the video, 21,000 likes. The only issue is that it's almost complete nonsense. Features film from Giannis's, I believe, rookie season of him tossing in some threes. But here's the deal. First and foremost, even though, yes, his highest percentage from three was what he did as a rookie, he only made 41 during the year. It's a pretty small sample size. As you can see, the very next season, he was down to 16%. Some people are surmising that Mike Budenholzer and his staff did something to mess up Giannis' shot. No. Jason Kidd also going from a first-year to a second-year player. How in the world would he have broken, quote-unquote, broken Giannis' jump shot like that? More than likely, 41 made threes as a rookie is a super small sample. The next year, yes, he stopped shooting them nearly as much because he lost his confidence in it completely. Couldn't throw a three in the ocean. Season after, got it back to 26%, then 27%. Budenholzer comes in, gets it up to almost 31%. Back down to 26%. Now he's pretty much settled around that 30% rate. 30.4, 30.3. As you can see, the attempts gone up a decent amount too. It's just kind of insulting to people that know the game and people that know how much time Budenholzer and his staff have put into working with Giannis on his three to suggest that this was a functional jump shot. First of all, these aren't even good shots. I mean, that form is not good. There is zero follow-through to that whatsoever. He pretty much just shot puts this thing up there and his hands are down instantly. I mean, Steph does that every once in a while, but that's because he's Steph Curry, and he needs to get it off that quickly, and that's who he is at this point, and he's made 50 million with a perfect follow-through. You can also see by the way the ball's going through the net is another key way to look and judge shooting. Those are not like perfect down the middle of the rim swishes. Those are ones that are like, you know, going pretty rough into it, that actual basketball people, actual shooters know that these are not smooth. Those are not swishes by any means. They got a whole bunch of rim/net as well. I'm not saying it was the worst thing in the world. I mean, some of these are fine. But again, this is baby deer Giannis. This is before anybody had a clue who he is, when he's 160 pounds soaking wet. Also note how he's actually in different places in the offense, not only having the ball at the top. That one had a reasonable follow-through finally, that yes, on some of these lift up and just shoot over a defender. How often does he even catch the ball like this on the wing in the Bucks' current offense, which is a different complaint and maybe a valid complaint at times, but as you can see, he's quickly putting those hands down. There's no follow-through really. I mean, I'm glad he felt good about it as a rookie, but no, he definitely didn't have a consistently good stroke younger in his career in his first few years, again, when his percentage was all over the place. Let's look again at his threes now. So, again, almost all of them are from this top of the key spot. They're almost all off the dribble. He's not getting hardly any spot-up attempts, which, again, maybe begs the question, why doesn't he spot up without the ball in his hands instead of always having a live dribble and shooting a lot of these off backing up, waiting for high pick and rolls with his defender far off him. But, again, mechanically, this looks a lot better up top right here with that finish, with that flick of the wrist, than it did as a rookie with him flinging that. Again, same thing, same shot. Doesn't go in. That's apparently the only way we know how to evaluate shooting, whether it goes in or not. And again, just because you see some of the 8 clips of his 41 made threes as a rookie doesn't mean he was a good shooter back then. He made 41 threes in a season. That doesn't automatically make you a good shooter. More than likely, what happened is Giannis put on a shit ton of weight. He put on a shit ton of muscle. And when you add that much strength, that much weight to your body, it's hard for everything else to calibrate and catch up. Whole bunch of these threes are long, all over the place, deep, too much strength on them. But his form, that part still looks okay. There's nothing mechanically wrong with that form. More than that, it's confidence, it's just the lack of consistency. But again, when he knocks him down, look how this one, that's a splash. That's going right through the middle. Shooting coaches tell you to aim right for the middle of the rim, because this rim is big enough to fit 2 full-size basketballs in it at the same time. His ones as baby Giannis, those ones were going in with, you know, all different parts of the rim. Now when he hits them, generally they're pretty good. The problem is, yes, he's around a 30% three-point shooter, so the question that begs, why they spent so much time trying to work to marginally improve his three-point shooting up to that 30-32% range, taking, you know, more and more per game, 4.6 this postseason a game, when maybe they should have developed him into a killer mid-range player, having LeBron, Kobe, MJ skills in the mid-range, being able to hit those fadeaways, those turnarounds, like the one he took against Harden last night. Make him a killer from there. If he was killer from that area, you know how unguardable he'd be in the playoffs? Again, real issue more than likely, it's mental. I mean, you can just look even at his free throw shooting from regular season to playoffs. 69 to 52, 63 to 58, 73 to 63, 76 to 69, 77 to 54. That's a precipitous, massive decline pretty much every season from his regular season free throw shooting to the playoffs. It's mental. 90% of the game's half mental. Giannis' form, even on free throws, is he's made himself into a consistent near 70% free throw shooter. Like LeBron does oftentimes in the playoffs, his mind gets the best of him. He gets in his head about it. Kind of the same thing with the three. But no, nobody ruined Giannis' jumper. Nobody needs to be arrested. Guy's just a mediocre shooter. That's who he is. And despite the 35% in a really small sample as a rookie, he was really, really bad and then leveled out to being just bad, just okay. Like, this is like what we want Ben Simmons to be or want Ben Simmons to do. Is this making a big difference in his game? Because actually, when he ends up shooting 5 to 10 or whatever, people kill him for it and say he shouldn't be shooting anymore. So what do we want? Do we want him to shoot or do we not want him to shoot? Personally, I want him to take wide open shots from the elbow and become a killer there, like I said, but the analytics people don't like those shots. They say rim or threes. So that's what Milwaukee did with Giannis. They said rim, and we're going to work like crazy on that top of the key three. All right, congratulations. You got him up to making 30% on 4.5 a game. Is that making a big difference? I don't know. Thanks for watching Scout with Bryan. Make sure to thumb up, subscribe. Giannis, okay shooter. Nobody needs to be arrested.